Page 125. This is the Hanon exercise number 2. Based on the information I gave in the previous video in the Hanon book, this is sort of an excerpt out of one of the exercises in that book. And now the notes are jumbled up a little bit. So let's look at these. Right hand first. Skipping one up, because remember, each measure is its own pattern, is a set pattern. You're just going up and down the keyboard. So once you get the pattern, you don't need the music really. So here, skip a note. And again, I'm transferring weight from finger to finger. Here. Here. I'm exaggerating it for you so you can see it, but the motion is actually very little. But I'm not using fingers. I'm not holding the hand still and using fingers. I'm transferring weight here. Once you get the pattern down, you just keep going up until you get all the way down, beginning of the third line. You're up here. Now you're going to skip, and we're going to go back down. So it's here, skip, and then way back down. That's the pattern. The left hand's using the same pattern. At the beginning, you skip 5 and 4 to here. And it does feel quite weird because the fingers are just all jumbled up. But if you can figure out how to get through it without all the jumble upping, getting too confused, this will help you gain a lot of control over your fingers, especially when you get the pieces and the notes are going every which direction. You'll be more prepared for that if you can do this kind of thing. Now when you get to the third line, up here, you're up here, that's a G, and you skip a note here, and then follow the note. Technique that I talked about in the previous video, I would do here too. I don't want to have to repeat it all. Watch that video. But just I'm transferring weight, and depending on the speed you're going, you can accent every note at first. Remember, I'm transferring weight here, and I'm just doing it. It almost feels like I'm pulling the notes down. As you get a little better at it, you can speed it up, maybe every 2 notes. Accent every 2 notes, drop the wrist on every 2 notes. Then speed it up a little more, maybe accent every 4 notes. And eventually, every measure, if you ever go that fast, thing. Don't go beyond your speed limit. It's got to be controlled, it's got to be even. So just keep it under control and you'll be surprised at how quickly your speed limit will increase. You don't have to practice things real fast in order to have the speed when you need it. You'll, believe it or not, as long as you're practicing deliberately under control, when you need the speed, it'll actually pretty much be there. That's what I've found. And again, my scale videos, please be doing the C major scale. That will do exactly what I say in there. I'm dropping the wrist and the accents and the whole bit. You can use that approach for these exercises too. And again, there's 2 measures there. There's one in the second line and one in the last line. The second measure where they don't give you much notes. They're just telling you to keep the pattern going. So you're just going to keep that pattern going until you get to where the third measure is. So on the B. Or the last line, it's the same thing. Just keep doing the same pattern until you get down to where the notes are. Now, I'd like to play this with you slowly. We're not going to repeat it because it's not really a musical piece. It's just an exercise. I'm going to just go through it one time. And we're going to go really slow. And I'm going to accent each beat here. So it's every 2/8 notes. And the wrist goes down on it. So it's 1, 2. Like that, real nice and slow through the whole thing. It doesn't hurt to exaggerate this wrist thing at first. I don't recommend raising the fingers high up off the keyboard. If you want to do that, or your teacher teaches that, that's between you and your teacher. But I don't like the idea of that, because this promotes tension. You can feel a lot of tension going on. You shouldn't be tense when playing the piano. You should be relaxed as possible. So don't, just use what I've showed you. I'll give us 4 counts. Let's do this slowly together. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1.